Hey YouTube, welcome back to another video. So today was one of those whirlwind days, and I've seen a lot of new videos, new content put out there from different YouTubers and women who, it's always going to be something to talk about. It's always going to be something to be said. And I think because certain things are trending, certain things are really popular right now and everyone's jumping on these bandwagons, some doing so for the wrong reasons or not with the right context or groundwork foundation. It's a lot of things I want to clarify. I regret a lot of times not making my content and my thoughts when I was going through the journey versus being on the other side of this and being able to say, it's so easy to do. You should do it. You should love yourself, because that is the basis of my channel, my content. If you love yourself, truly love yourself, and have self-care at the forefront, then you will begin to make better choices. You'll begin to accept nothing but the best, no less, no nonsense, no excuses. I saw a post and it said, excuses don't, I'm not taking excuses as credit or something like that. And, that really, really struck a chord in me, because I remember when I didn't really move in the way of thinking about myself, putting myself first, and I would really make really dumb decisions or be hung up on things, or like, I don't know what I should do, when clearly the scenario, whatever the dilemma was, did not have my best interest at heart. Now it's no question, and now there's no confusion, and now there is no one that I allow to be in my presence and not respect me, not always roll out the red carpet, because that's not everybody's job. It's not everybody's job. That's your job to do it for yourself. But if you're going to sleep with someone, if you're going to be all tangled up with someone, if you're going to have, close friends and family in your world, the least you can do is expect people to respect what makes you happy, respect who you are, not talk down to you, not be judgmental. If it's a man or your partner, not, create any kind of extra drama, any scenarios, because they just gonna just roll right over top of you. And, I've said this before, but I just want to clarify. This is not a dating channel. It's not a save your marriage, how to, be a better partner, how to be a better wife, how to be a better fiance, how to be, I'll always put my children first, in the sense of, like, I take a lot of pride in being the best mother I can be, but I cannot be the best mother if I'm not my best self. And, if my fiance was looking at me to be some perfect woman, well, even if that was his expectation, I can choose to decline or plan that if I want to. But if I'm not happy, then where can that energy even come from? You know what I mean? Today I'm feeling it, today I'm not. You know what I mean? Like, all of that is the foundation. So for me, I got tired of the uncertainty. For me, I got tired of the willy-nilly, wishy-washy, back and forth confusion. I got tired of the bare minimum. I got tired of, all of the things that I had control over because of how I thought and how I how I moved, and how I treated myself. That was my foundation. It's not about, I'm not going to tell you need to look for this type of man. I'm not going to tell you need to look for this type of job, or look for this type of title, or look for this type of zip code, or look for this type of spiritual practice, or the answers are here, the answers are there. The whole basis of everything that I believe in changed when I believed and loved in myself. So there was no question. And I've heard it said, even when, let's say, you already have your friend base, you already have your family base, and you already have your significant other, when you start changing yourself, they still have to move accordingly. And if the ones that are like, look, I don't want to respect you, I don't like the new you, I don't know what the hell you're doing, then that's not love. Because love is steadfast. Love is no matter what. Love is all these other beautiful, positive things. And the tough love coming from them is to love me as I am. Love me as I say I am. Meet me where I'm at. Meet me halfway. Something. You know what I mean? So I never want to come off insensitive to and come off like to other single moms and say, well, if you don't got a baller, and if you don't got, this type of lifestyle, and if you don't got this type of, whatever, then you don't love yourself. No, that's not it. It's, do you love yourself enough to require what it is that you need? Because everybody doesn't require the same things. I'm using my sister as an example. My sister is very secure in herself. She's very sure of herself. And my sister is the total opposite of me. And she has the most gorgeous, motherly, calm, chill personality. She's an artist. She is, she goes within a lot. She doesn't need a crowd. She doesn't need a party. You know what I mean? And so her love language is very different from mine. So what her self-love and her self-care requires from, let's use a significant other, or requires from her job setup, her work-life balance, all of the expectations that she needs and requires are there because that is what she wants. It's not about what I say. Go over there and tell her what she needs to do. Like, you don't love yourself enough because you don't go out to eat enough. You don't take yourself out enough dates. You don't explore enough. You don't get out there enough. That would be wrong for me to say. What I do encourage is, if you don't have a hobby, if you don't know what it is that you love to do, if you don't have an outlet, if you don't know what it is at all, then yes, explore. Then yes, get out there and branch out. But I know that my sister knows that she loves being within. She loves being in her home. She loves decorating, cleaning, and painting and drawing. So those are her outlets. If she was sitting in the house as like a hermit, depressed, I'd be like, like, you don't have to leave the house, but you got to do something up in here, because you're not expressing yourself. You're not caring for the creative part of you, the creative side of you. So you need to find that self-care language for you, that self-love for you. But she knows. So it doesn't match, but it's what she needs to be. Let's use relationship, for example. Now, there's nothing like being secure, safe, and having everything you need. My theory is, and my life experiences showed me, that I feel best when I have a man that not only says he loves me, but will do for me and make it easier on me, because God knows I have pulled my fair share of the hard work. I have worked on my period. That ain't no fun. I thought I was going to have to work when I was pregnant. That was very short-lived. And I said, boundaries. So it's not that, I am not an integral part of society and have a lazy bone in my body. It's that these are my requirements. So when I was choosing partners, when I was dating, when I was saying what turns me on, what gets everything going, what makes me feel like you're the man for me, wasn't his car, wasn't his sneakers, and wasn't his playlist. It was his ability to provide, protect, and secure me and my children proudly, gladly, happily, confidently, with no lapses. Because that, for my personality quirk, causes a lot of anxiety, stress, worry, and all the things that I don't want in my life. Now, back in the day, so for example, with my grandma, she took a lot of pride in helping my grandfather grow this business that he had. And he had an architect degree that he couldn't always utilize because of the times, because of racism, because of the setbacks that Black men had at that time, because of the area, because of all the things. And she could always get a job easier than my grandfather. He also took time to build their house from the ground up. Now, my grandma put in a lot of hours. She commuted, and that was a trade-off. However, that worked for my grandmother because those were her guidelines and boundaries and parameters and what she needed. Because my grandfather also, not only did he build the house that they live in today, that I was raised in, but he cooked, he cleaned, he did my mother's hair, he took her to school, and he was just as domestic as would have been my grandmother if it was the other way around. And now today, the beauty is you have men that, because of the internet and how far careers have come, they can make all the money in the world. And if you don't want to clean, you don't have to clean, baby. If you don't want to cook, you don't have to cook. There's a lot of men and people that take pride in, I can do it all, whatever you need. But if there's a woman like my mom, I don't want nobody in here moving my stuff around, cleaning my house, even though that's a service that my father and my mother can both afford as empty nesters. That is not what she chose to do. She cleans her own house. So everyone's got their little things that work for them. Me going into my mother's house, me stepping into my grandmother's time frame, me overstepping into my sister's life because I love them so much, because, I'm so passionate about self-love and self-care, to tell them what to do and tell them they're wrong with what works for them is not the right way to go about this. And I hope that there is not a divide between women catfighting out here like, well, you're wrong if you work part-time, with your man and pay, some bills. You're wrong if you stay at home and homeschool and, you're a homemaker and you don't do anything. You're wrong if you both work and you keep all of your money and you're, climbing the corporate ladder or really enjoy your field and you send your kids to school and you have a nanny. You're wrong if you're happy, you're happy, because you're gonna know when the tank is on E. You're gonna know if you're gonna need some maintenance coming soon. Them lights start binging off, them signals and what are they called? Sensors start going off. Let's use a car, for example. You're driving your luxury car. That is a car you picked. You're happy with the car. You love all the features and the bells and the whistles. But so many miles, it's going to need a check-in. So many miles, you're going to need, to put gas in it. Do little things to just keep it up. Now, you may be looking at your car like, I don't need new tires, but I better get new tires before they go bald, okay? Before they just totally wear out and, it's down to the wire. I should probably get an oil change before the reminder is up and, I'm over because I forgot, I'm ripping and running, not paying attention. Maybe I should, let's say you have a lease and you're getting close. And you're like, maybe I'll trade it in before the lease is up and get whatever. Or, like my grandma, she's old school. She doesn't like putting miles on her car, period. So she leaves her good car home. She always gets a rental if she's got to go so many miles out of town, whatever. At least I know over 3 or 4 hours of a drive, she prefers to get a rental car. So everyone's got their own little way that they like to take care of their car. But it's going to come a time where either you decide, I'm going to drop a new engine, I'm going to drop a whole new, tune up and spark plugs and all that stuff, or I'm going to get a brand new car, or I'm just going to ride this until it falls apart. You have to decide at what point in your life you want to switch it up, and only you can decide. If you don't, not to be funny, but if you don't need a man to fully take care of you, and you, for whatever reason, believe that is you being a doormat, him being able to control you not having any rights, you're going to go stir crazy in the house. You wouldn't know what you would do all day. You wouldn't know what your purpose would be. You wouldn't know where would he give you money if you were at home? Would he give you access to the accounts? What would you do with your time in your life? No one's going to argue with you, baby. No one. If you are a young mother and you're like, I know one thing, my maternity leave is almost up and I can't stand the thought of, being under the man, working and grinding, then coming home and spending a little bit of time with my newborn baby and all that, blah, blah, blah. So I'm just going to figure it out, and I'm going to let him figure it out, and I'm going to take my chances because I'm going to stay at home, and I'm going to, I'm going to do it like this. If you're the type of woman that says, hey, we work as a team, we put our money in the same pot, I pay half, he pays half, and whatever your dynamic is, you can change your mind. If you get tired of one scenario one way, you can change yourself from the inside out and say, okay, babe, gonna do a new thing, and I would slowly cut back, or I would slowly pick it up. It's totally okay if a mom has been at home with the babies. And now they're older. Now they've got their own cell phones. They're doing their own thing. And they like, Mom, don't need you. We can Uber. We've got after school activities. And she says, hey, maybe I will pick back up my degree and, start a business or do some volunteer work or do some philanthropy or whatever. The sky's the limit. There's so many different scenarios and there's so many different ways that you can make your life what you want it to be. But first you have to know what you need, what you want. Don't be afraid to go either way, and don't deny yourself, and go head on and go for it, because only you can set that tone. Only you can set that emotion. And what everybody else thinks, what everybody else says, it doesn't matter, because it's your world and it's your life. And, even for the ones that maybe have gotten into things that seem a little bit more solid and they want to change their minds and want to backtrack, there's a way out of that too. If there's a will, there's a way. And, you don't have to be afraid of reactions, opinions, judgment, when what's best for you needs to come to you and will come to you. But you have to be steadfast. You have to be smart. You have to be tactful, and you have to work your plan. Think of a plan, write it down, and go from there. But this channel has never been to make someone feel bad if, they don't maybe move how I move. I mean, and not to seem like it's trendy or it's, but I do feel like every woman deserves to be safe. Every woman is a goddess and a queen and deserves to be, spoiled and protected and elevated and heard. I'm about to start repeating myself. And really living the life that she wants. So even if you want to work, even if, that is you're like, this has never been my thing. Having enough self-love and self-care the self-care is the plan, what you need to put in place so that you don't burn out. You protect your mental, you protect your emotions, and, you have that work-life balance. And then the self-love is, will you go for it? Can you go for it? Do you believe that you can have this? Because it doesn't mean that, and you have to write down all the things that you believe that for whatever reason you can't have and why you believe them, and then dismantle them. So let's say, you're in partnership and you decide to go back to work, and your fear is, will he want to, use all my money for all of his little lofty little things, and what does that look like, and can I even blah 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 blah. Why can't you? What are you afraid of? Aren't you a grown woman? Don't you have your own everything? Don't you have your own? That's not your role. That's not your responsibility. Now, I'm not saying be so heartless that where like I would see my fiance just down and out and I would be like, well, you got us in a pickle. Now, what are you going to do? Because, you don't have any money coming in. Blah, 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 and I'm not going to work and carry us. I will not, because that's not, and I'm going to be in my femininity. I'm going to be soft, and I just can't believe we're in this position. No, it's not that you're carrying that type of attitude and that type of energy. But also, too, on the flip side, a real man has things set up so that in the event of emergency, he knows that you are set. He knows that you are set. He knows that he is set. He knows that you are safe. He knows that everything's going to be taken care of, and you're not going to be 3 months out, like wondering, who's going to pay the car note, the mortgage, utilities, and the insurances, and the cell phone too. Oh, then don't forget groceries. It's not very wise, is it? And it's like, I also think we as women, and this is why I made my video about me loving my singleness, because I had no one else to blame. I had to cross all my T's and dot all my I's because it was all on me. I was the man and the woman. So, I couldn't sleep on me. I couldn't sleep on my children. I had to make sure that I knew what it was and what I had and what I could do. And so if a man wants to enjoy and be all up in your life, wrapped up in you, and snuggle and all these things that men just relish from our energy and our presence alone, because that is truly the gift. Then, if you want, you gotta work hard to play hard. And all this comes with a level of responsibility and requirements anyway. So you have to believe that that is what you're worth. So you won't be out here like, he just decided to quit his job because he had a bad day. What do you mean you had a bad day? You don't get a period. The way your mind works, I know. Why you quit that job? You know better. You know? So it is not to divide us or, make anyone feel bad if they aren't exactly like me per se. Again, just to clarify, do I believe that everyone deserves everything and more? Absolutely. I deserve to be on a yacht and an island and shopping at all these stores and everything else. But all things in time and all things, take a level of building on that and working toward that, and first believing that, it can come and is possible and it is yours. So, I'm not knocking anybody's dynamic, the way things are set up, the way things are. Just know that it's all up to you. If you say it, you want it, go for it, but we all deserve the best. We all deserve the most. And, being loved is something that there's so many different types of love that, we all can agree that, especially from the standpoint of a mother and a child, my children would never believe that I truly love them if I let them go without the essential things that they need. Okay? I could not even call myself a mother if I brought them here, expected them to be my good, sweet little girls, clean their rooms, wash their face, brush their teeth, and go to school, and, take care of each other as sisters and take care of their pets. That is all that I require of them. And be kind, considerate, all these things. If I did not feed them, clothe them, and give them shelter and the basic necessities that they need, that they require to even be healthy, functional human beings, that's not love. I could talk all day long. So I can't say I love myself if I don't give myself the same level of, honey, there are some things we just aren't going to skip on. One being water. Two being where you lay your head and how you lay your head down. And how comfortable that whole setup is. Your nutrition, the type of food we eat. I would not love myself if I ate McDonald's every day. I would not believe my fiance loved me if every day he had an excuse as to why he couldn't do what I feel a man should do for me. Because it is an extension of my self-care, because I didn't give myself less. So you can't give me less. I don't accept less. So also too, when I started building that muscle of that standard, I was not presented with anything less. And as it should be and can be for you. So you decide, you sit down, you search your heart, you get some inspiration. If you have to look at, I don't know, the most shallowest of the shallowest with the most, if you have really low requirements of entry, you know what I mean? Really low self-esteem, really low, like, no, that's okay. You don't have to do all that for me. No. Ma'am. No, ma'am. Like, what do you believe you deserve and why is it so low? Once you get it up, you got to get it all the way up and get it out the negative. Stockpile that savings account. Keep that gas tank on full. Get your oil change, that maintenance, that the key things, the fundamental things. You got a cell phone? Ain't nobody walking around here with no dead iPhone. What you gonna do with that? We keep our phones charged, we keep our accounts current, and we keep all the apps running. I don't even know if people cut their phones off anymore. You got the do not disturb and airplane mode and all these different little settings. So you wouldn't let your phone go on E and just be sitting there dead and dusty. So why would you let your life and your lifestyle do the same? Oh, my stomach's bubbling. Why would you do that with yourself? So once you work on that, you get a full battery, okay, and you're working with a clear mind, you can let your imagination run wild. You begin to rewrite your story. You begin to rewrite what it is and how it is, what it is that you want and how it is that you want to live. And again, I can only serve as an inspiration and give you examples of, if you don't know what's possible, this is what's possible. It is absolutely 100% normal and very basic to require people to honor, respect, and listen to you, support you, and if you want, take care of you, especially if that's going to be your life partner. Because you do those things for yourself. But you have to show them that you do those things for yourself. Okay? So you're going to start with you. You're going to start with you. Look yourself in the mirror and start telling yourself sweet things, beautiful things, all the things that you would want your partner to tell you. And then you're going to dress like all the things that you believe that you are. Dress your best, whatever style that is. You can have a little cheat day, whatever. Like today, I'm not super glammed up. Today was a very exhausting day. I had errands to run, and different eyeshadow colors was not on a priority list. But I did a little mascara, did a little eyeliner, put some on my lips, and I looked decent, and I looked like I can make respectable decisions and handle my business out on these streets. But it wasn't fashion day. For sure. So I'll be quick to say that today was a very busy, hectic day. But I didn't feel any less than, and every person that passed me said, "Excuse me, thank you, no thank you," held the door open for me, used their manners, and treated me with the respect that I had, the same respect that I have for myself. Whether I got all my makeup on or not, whether I got heels on or not. Okay? Whether I'm walking around with my fiance or not. Whether I have on designer or not, whether I have whatever it is, some people think is the determining factor of just a simply external part of their whole look. Like if I put on these Gucci shades, people will, know that I'm her. But if you wear them Gucci shades inside of a dark lounge or cafe, you're going to look like you're really insecure and really trying way too hard, and you've got some issues. So you see how it goes both ways. It can be a fashion statement, and it can pull together outfit on a bright sunny day. Or if you're taking the kids to school and you didn't do your makeup and you still want to, just block the sun and, and hide your greatness for a little bit, your morning eyes, that's fine too. But you see how the same glasses can say different things about the same person depending on the energy behind it. Whew. I get to going. I talk fast, but I'm so passionate about this. And it's funny to me when I see women take extreme examples. They take something out of context and blow it up. Or they, yet again, back of the line, like, I'm sorry, is single moms included in that? I have 3 kids, and, I don't know if I, can I have that? Like, is that a thing for us? And then you've got some older women like, I did both and it ain't all cracked up to be, you got to live for yourself. And it's like, whoa. Let's break it down. Because again, the extremes are what gets me. We're not talking about extremes. We're talking about at every level and at every place in your life, you deciding how this is going to be. So if you want to be a stay-at-home mom, no, you're not going to sign up to be a stay-at-home mom. Use that as an example. You're going to be a stay-at-home mom now because, things have turned around for you for however that looks like. And, but now, whatever reason attached to that is you won't have any money of your own. You won't be able to make any choices. You won't have any say-so. You won't be able to have any free time. You won't be able to get your nails done. There won't be anything left over for you. You won't have a life balance. Forget the work-life. You went from needing a work-life balance to a home-life balance. Will you get a break from the kids? All these different things. Why? Why is that attached? Why is it that if you say, I would like to, if I'm going to date someone that, it doesn't have to be a man, whatever your preference is. I'm going to date someone that respects me and loves me and takes care of me. and work together in other ways. But there has to be something, a negative attached to that. And he's going to be a user and abuser, and he's going to, try to keep me under his thumb. But he provides. But he gets off on controlling me. And for whatever reason, there's some women who come up with their narrative and their experience negative of, well, I did it and that was it. So there's nothing in the world left. It's either all or nothing. That's not true. That's not true. Just like if a woman says, I want to work within my relationship because, that's what I want to do. But he's going to have his hand out and I'm going to have to just give away 75% of my income to all of his whims and fancies. And I'll still be right back to square one. If that's not what you want to do. So you decide. It's up to you. Do not limit yourself. Do not put yourself in a box. If you're in the box, get out the box. Get out the box. There are no rules to what you can create and the uniqueness of your story. It's great to get inspiration. It's great to look at other people and, just draw from tidbits. But at the end of the day, only you can do it for yourself. Only you can do it. My story is not like any other story that I've heard, but I have drawn inspiration from other women who have done it successfully, whatever it is, whether, become a nurse as a single mom, they never dated again seriously, or remarry and become a nurse, or wait and then become a nurse later, or they were a nurse and they still got remarried and now they work PRN and they can just, their money is play money. He don't need his money. He's not threatened by that. He don't need that. He's like, baby, do what you want, vacation here or there, whatever, there was no, I logged into Betty Boop's account, 101, and she definitely advised and encouraged women to follow this blueprint because that is what she did as a Black single mom in America, in healthcare, and all the other criteria. Oh, and she's got locks like me. Like she's got, cookie cutter. It's not, no. You can take advice, dating advice, parenting advice, motherhood advice, style advice, finance advice, home ownership advice, finesse advice, self-love, self-care advice, level up advice, investing advice, traveling advice, and you can pick and choose a la carte what works for you, and no one can tell you otherwise. And if you are happy with whatever it is that you created and you can sleep at night, then we're all going to clap for you. I'm going to clap for you. If your marriage, your relationship, if your singledom is what you want it to be, I'm going to clap for you. It's when women are so unhappy and afraid to recreate that gets really like, why? Why are you limiting yourself? Not your circumstances, not your finances, not because the times that we're in the government and choosing this one and that one and all the mistakes you've made. It's why are you choosing to limit yourself before you haven't even begun to recreate and reprogram and get what you want to get? And then you sit there and suffer in silence with the life like it is what it is, and this is all there is for me. This is the best that I can do. No, that's not true. That's not true. It may take a little effort, it may take a little, little grit, but nothing is impossible and nothing is beyond you. Then nothing can be kept from you unless you keep it from yourself. You know what I mean? So that is where I really get so passionate about it, because with your self-love and your self-care, you determine that for you. And no one can put their stamp of approval but you. So don't go running your mouth telling everybody what you finna do, what you thought about, what you learned, what you were inspired to think about. Just live it. Just do it, honey. Just show up. Small change, little change. Ripple effect. You can do it. Be happy with whatever it is that you want. Everybody's not going to feel like I feel about all the little things, but I love inspiring. I love saying, well, anything is possible. I mean, look at me. My life was a total 360. And I told y'all before, I used to do some things. I used to be out there. hustling, grinding, and working a W-2 job, all the things, trying to get all the things for me and my children, because I was like, I'm too good to not have what I want and what I feel like I deserve. And if I have to do it on my own, I'll do it on my own. That's fine. I'm not saying I'm above a man and I don't need a man. I didn't say all that. And I didn't say that and I didn't say that I'm never gonna reconsider the right man to give me what I want and give me what I need. It's not even about them. It's not even about them. It's about you. It's about you. So thank you for watching this video. I hope this inspires you. You know, there is no one way. There are only suggestions and inspiration and support. And, you know, we're not here to tear each other down. You know, we're not here to fight each other and debate over all the little details that really don't have anything to do with anybody else, you know, as far as the details go. You know, and I hate to see it. I hate to see it. Like, it wastes time, and it's a distraction. It's another distraction, because all we as women need to do is be united in that we all deserve better and more, and we should all have the optimal self-care and self-love. Know thyself. Peace. Bye.